One guy against the Japanese government.
It's 1800s Japan, and it's quite the time for political turmoil. Japan has been in isolation for more than 200 years, no foreigners allowed. And now the Americans have forcibly opened up the markets, and a lot of change is happening. Westerners are here with ships, guns, fashion. Things are about to get crazy. And there is the heavenly leader of Japan, the emperor, but there is also the real government of Japan, the military leader, known as the shogun. And while both are inviting in Western powers, the shogun is making a lot of deals where Westerners get the significant upper hand.
Bad deal maker.
And so the emperor decides to overrule the shogun. But the emperor is kind of weak. He doesn't have a military government. So it's civil war time, and now it's time to pick a side. Are you pro-shogun or pro-emperor? And now that you have picked a side, you're going to get assassinated. Everyone, whether they are pro-shogun or pro-emperor or have the vaguest concept of politics, they're going to get assassinated.
That's fun.
It's just what the political landscape was like back then. Sakamoto Ryoma is a former samurai and proud anti-Westerner, and while not necessarily a fan of assassinating people, he does like to think big. So he's going to aim high and end all of this once and for all. Therefore, he's going to go straight to the home of Katsukaishu, a big-time Navy admiral and a government official for the emperor, to assassinate him. Because, you know, Sakamoto
I thought he wasn't supportive of assassinations.
Ryoma doesn't like assassinating people, but it's fine if he's the one doing it.
I see.
So Sakamoto Ryoma goes to the home of Katsukaishu, where he happens to be, and greets him and says, "Hi, my name is Sakamoto Ryoma, and I'm going to assassinate you because I really don't like where all this westernization is going." And Katsukaishu is like, "Well, okay, I don't really have much of a choice here. You're clearly going to assassinate me. But would you be willing to hear me talk about the Navy before I go? And after that, you can just kill me." And Sakamoto goes, "Yeah, sure, the Navy, whatever, but after that, you get assassinated." And Katsukaishu starts talking about how, as a result of 200 years of isolation, Japan is hundreds of years behind in Navy technology. Westerners have big guns on their ships that can sink anything that Japan has. And while Western influence is bad, completely expelling Western influence is only going to set up Japan to become weaker and weaker until the entire nation gets invaded.
Fair point.
And Sakamoto Ryoma is like, "Well, damn, that's a really good point."
Yeah. Talking yourself out of an assassination is pretty crazy. I've never seen someone facts and logic someone who wanted to kill them. That's an unreal charisma check.
Well, I feel like an idiot. This was a bad idea. I should probably just go.
Does he still stab him?
Katsukaishu says, "Well, if you agree with me, instead of leaving, why don't you just join me instead?" And so former samurai and staunch traditionalist Sakamoto Ryoma has now instead become the
Holy shit, what a fucking...
a figurehead in Japan's westernization. Sakamoto starts studying about West, and in particular, he really starts to admire the United States. Mainly the democratic principles.
Wait, he went from wanting to kill people for supporting westernization to becoming a Westaboo? He literally says, "I watch Family Guy in the original English, okay? I don't listen to the fucking Japanese dub." Holy fucking shit.
Idea of a constitution and a casteless system where people are judged by merit and not the clan they come from. And he decides to show his infatuation with the US not just by studying a lot of its culture, but also by wearing his traditional garments while strutting around town in leather boots and holding a revolver. Probably...
He's actually a Westaboo. He's literally the fucking guy with a samurai sword in his house in America. That's so funny. He flipped so quick. He's the katana guy.
A complete badass by his own accord, but a complete culture clash to any onlookers. But the shogun is growing anxious about these dissenters like Sakamoto. So Sakamoto flees the province before someone comes to assassinate him. But what can you do to stir the pot a bit in your favor? So he goes to Kagoshima to visit two clans. The Satsuma...
Did I just picture him? What's the American version of like an ahegao sweater? It's like cowboys or something with their tongue out. Like like cheeseburgers and cowboys.
Clan and the Choshu clan, and despite the fact that they are both anti-shogun, they have a historical rivalry that is so bad that it's considered irreconcilable. But in comes Sakamoto Ryoma, and he decides he's going to mend this difference.
Okay.
So he goes to the Choshu clan and says, hey, did you guys know that the Satsuma clan have a lot of guns? They have all these shipments coming in from the west. It's just a shame they have a rice shortage, huh? And he goes to the Satsuma clan and says, hey, did you know that the Choshu clan has all this stored rice? They could feed 2 clans. It's just too bad they don't have any guns.
Okay, matchmaker.
And so Sakamoto Ryoma, acting as the mediator, forms a historic alliance between 2 feuding clans, where they both agree that it's okay to hate and fight each other as long as they are the ones doing the hating and fighting. If anyone comes after them, though, they will act as allies, and along with that, they will work together to take down the shogun.
Okay.
And it's done with signing a deal and with this post photograph.
Oh, fucking aura farm. Whoa, wait.
Done with signing a deal and with this post.
Jesus, look at that. Holy giga chat, dude. Wait a minute. That's an insane aura farm from the guy in the middle. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's crazy. It goes harder than most album covers easily. Damn, that's crazy aura.
Photograph, very neat. And because of the now numerous soldiers with guns, the shogunate suffers a humiliating defeat. 4,000 soldiers take on approximately 100,000.
Someone said to pimp a cherry blossom, +2. I'm sorry, that's a +2. That's a +2. Very well said. Very well said, dude. That's fucking...
250,000 soldiers. And they win with minimal losses. This is seen as sealing the fate
Is it because they don't have guns? Wait, I must have misheard. How did they... That's insane. Defeat. I've never heard of a defeat.
4,000 soldiers take on approximately 100,000 to 150,000 soldiers. And they win with minimal...
That's crazy. Even with guns. The numbers are so staggering. No, that's unreal. Wait till Atrioc hears about 300. The 300 lost. You know that? The 300 famously lost.
Losses. This is seen as sealing the fate of the shogunate. How is the shogun ever going to recover from a loss like this? And other clans in Japan are now very anxious to make a settlement between the shogun and the emperor, because otherwise the leading figure in Japan will be neither the emperor or the shogun, but the previously unthinkable alliance between the Satsuma and Choshu clans as orchestrated by Sakamoto Ryoma. And so the clans decide to send Sakamoto Ryoma to deal with the resignation of the shogun, and he promptly resigns. The military government is gone, and the emperor is now the official ruler of Japan. After the Civil War, Sakamoto Ryoma is now a highly valued person. And inspired by the various democracies he studied, he laid down the principles about...
Much like the way weeaboos are highly valued here. It's like the best way to climb the social ladder here in America is to be as into Japan as you possibly can. And you become a high value man. All right? People want you to lead things or be... You know, the more knowledge you have about Japanese anime, One Piece is like the Bible.
Would shape democracy in Japan. He wrote the first proposal for a democratic form of government, he laid down the principles of a constitution, and he became the figurehead of the modernization of Japan. And then he got assassinated.
That's unfortunate.
Because that's just what happened back then.
Hey! Finally, a good video. Dude, the signal to noise, the juice to squeeze ratio was crazy. 6 minutes of bangers. We got a lot in that. Who submitted that? I have to give them credit. Akira 1. Good submit.